lovely, isn't it? You know, just think how successful it would be if they could understand each other.
As in years gone by, the entire squad still catch the bus to work. Bill Shankly it was who began the tradition of players taking the coach from Anfield to the training ground. And the practice session is no different either. It's highlighted by the six-a-side match. It's a routine that served the test of time well.
Now, Lawrenson with a chance, and Rush possibly with a chance. And Liverpool, right on the stroke of half-time, have got into the lead. Nicol, Walsh, Lawrenson, beneath Greavsie, and it's number 2 for Liverpool. Mulvey now trying to get beyond Bond, and there was the mistake, and there was the goal by Rush. Good run by Nicol. Oh, still going on. And another one by Rush. 2-0. That's it.
Finishing of that quality is honed on the shooting boards of Melwood. Another Shankly innovation.
I'll tell you what, Kenny, the shooting's going well today, isn't it?
Ah, they've got a good target team.
Well, come on now, let's go in and get a cup of tea. Yeah? Leave the boys to it.
You know, compared with, we can say, some of the others.
Oh! Bother! They are, Greavsie, so that's one back for you.
One of my all-time heroes, a man whose the team was called Liverpool, the great Billy Little. Bill, it's lovely to see you here today.
It's marvellous to be here, Dan.
So you're here in 1950. We didn't quite do the business that day.
You were just at school then, weren't you?
My dad brought me to see you. Alex Forbes tackled you a bit heavy that day.
Oh, yes. He came in with the studs the wrong way. But it didn't affect me. More after the game, you know, when there was a bit...
It was always wonderful when I was a kid and the boys' fan at home. All we used to say was, give it to Billy. Thanks for all the goals you scored for Liverpool. Absolutely wonderful. Next to Billy, another great player, Billy Stevenson, came down from Glasgow Rangers. Bill, what do you remember about playing out there?
Terrible. I was frightened every time I played.
Yeah?
Not really. No, they were a smashing crowd. I enjoyed every bloody minute.
All right, the best goalkeeper who ever played for Liverpool, the great Ray Clemens.
I see Jim.
And next to him, the immortal Thomas Smith.
Jim, all right.
Never played for Everton next to you, but Gordon, who wrote that book, The Golden Vision.
He played, TV player, yeah. And the reserve goalie this time.
John Bailey, great fullback, who does a great impression of Emlyn Hughes. No. Go on, give us Emlyn. What would he say?
I've got no money in my pocket.
You got no money in your pocket?
Sorry.
And Joe Royal. Joe, how do you think it's going to go today?
I can't see anything else but a blue victory.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, hang on a moment. I just have to ask your counterpart here, Mr. Smith. What would you say to that?
That's why he's on the engine. I'm staying well away from him.
No need to these days.
Well, I'll tell you what, lads, I think we have got today out there the two best strikers in British football at the moment. They've scored, what, 68 goals between them, is it, in the league? Russian Dalglish, no. The great Lineker and Rushy. Well, we think it's going to be a great game. We're going to share a few memories here about great games, no more than Ray Clemens played there. But right now I'm going to hand back to...
Saints goal.
Oh, right now I'm going to the St. John's goal. Look at this! Oh! Right. The 66 Cup final this time, and that was Everton versus...
Sheffield Wednesday.
Sheffield Wednesday. And the score, please, Mr. Royal?
3-2.
For?
The Blues.
For the Blues. Let's watch this one. Is that Derek Temple or Trebilcock? Trebilcock. Well, I didn't know many Everton players' names. Oh, there's Gordon's hero. That's the great Alec Young. Good goal. Tremendous. Right now we're going to 1974. Now we're going to the Royal Box. There's Brian LeBone taking the cup off Princess Margaret in a new hat. He's lost some weight, Labby, hasn't he? But right now we're going to 1974, and there's a certain team called Liverpool played a team from the northeast. I think they were called Newcastle United. And just watch these goals. Oh. No, we're not going to watch the goals. All right, we're going to run the goals now. Remember that one, Tom? There's Clem. He's asking the boss for more money.
Still with a wig on. The last one's the best one. Is that when you got the nosebleed going away out through lines?
Was that Stevie Highway then? Yeah.
Yes, that's all, man.
Thank you.
That was the best one of the lot,
Yeah.
There's never been an overlap. How do you do this one?
That's quite
Quite casual.
Casual.
Sprinted forward. Watch this for Augusta speed. Look at that.
Offside.
You need to be faster on the byline, though.
Tommy.
It would be done without Kenny's say-so, because I imagine that when Kenny took over the job, I mean, he would have had to have made them conditions.
Just spotted Johnny Walk going out there.
Yeah.
He's had a fairly disappointing season.
Yeah, I
the
thought
man.
John Walk.
There's
Super.
Kenny.
Yeah, I thought John Walk actually was a great signing for Liverpool when they got him, and he actually won the league for them, because he came in 18 months ago and scored some very, very vital goals back end of the season, and did great for them. But as you say, he's had a terrible time, injury-wise.
And here's the manager of the season.
There's the lad.
Player of much of the season.
It's incredible, Des, when you think that he's followed Shanks, Bob Paisley and Joe Fagan, and has got a chance in his first season of doing what neither of them three great managers did, win a double in the league and the FA Cup.
And of course he'll be the first manager to go out and get a medal whatever happens, won't he?
Yes, first player manager. I wish I was on there playing and all that.
I know it's easier.
Yeah, it is, I wish I was just getting on the bus with him.
Right, let's move across to the
Welcome back to Wembley. A fellow you're going to be seeing quite a bit of this summer. This afternoon he'll be keeping goal for Liverpool, Bruce Grobbelaar. He's also on our World Cup panel, I'm delighted to say. He's such a great character. Let's go and meet Bruce Grobbelaar right now, and at the Liverpool Team Hotel, he's talking to our reporter there, Martin Tyler.
With a place in the football history books beckoning, here come the league champions, Bruce Grobbelaar. Bruce, did you sleep well?
Oh, very well, Martin, except a couple of times there were people on the roof.
Really?
Yeah, well, it's happened since we've come down here, but it's like the last time we were at Wembley. A couple of Everton fans ran up and down the corridor shouting Everton, so it's exactly the same, so I hope the result is the same.
You're a very chirpy character. Any pre-FA Cup final nerves?
Well, no, not now. When we possibly go into the stadium, around the stadium, and seeing all the people, because it's going to be one of the biggest occasions ever, I think that's when the nerves will start.
Bruce, I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you, Martin.
He's always good to watch, actually. I think it was Bobby Robson said to me in an interview once, he's either got me sitting on the edge of my seat or falling off my chair laughing.
That's right, you can never lose interest. And he's had a lot of criticism, you know, over the years, but at least he's positive. At least he makes decisions. He comes out and he's always been positive. And I think that he does a great job for him, because he's an extra defender to them. They push up to the halfway line and he's out on the edge of his box. And the amount of balls that he just clears, he's like a sweeper at times. So he's a lot better player than a lot of people.
Yes, I mean, there are these clangers, though. You can't, I don't know whether it's just maybe he loses his concentration for that split second and that's enough. I don't know.
Mind you, I mean, Liverpool at times, I mean, he probably didn't... You can lose... you know, at times you just switch off and he's let a few go through his hands and that, and the television's always there, yeah. So he's in trouble. But it's, like you say, you lose that concentration just for 1 minute, and that happens occasionally. And he's always on the telly. He's very unlucky in that.
Well, that's it. The scene outside is, I mean, the bandsmen are already out there, and the sun is shining as well. And the pitch doesn't look as good as I've seen a Wembley pitch, I have to say. And certainly down on that left-hand side in that goalmouth area, it looks almost, Mike, as though it's been re-turfed a little bit over the recent weeks, and it's a slightly different texture and, colour to it.
It probably from last summer, from Live Aid or whatever it was. You know, I mean, they've obviously done a lot of re-turfing up the edges. And they used to do this when they had the speedway here, and it used to get very heavy. And with the rain last night, out 10 yards from the touchline, I expected to get, you know, the pitch is completely different there, and the ball tends to slide a little bit quicker at times.
Yes. So the prospects, though, it looks like Wembley weather. I'm not quite sure where we're going next, so we'll carry on talking until we...
That's right. I mean, I can feel the enthusiasm. I mean, coming here today, and the lads were saying that you got Liverpool lads, and there's coach loads of people, half and half. You got half Liverpool supporters and half Everton supporters. Yes. There's a great atmosphere coming up here. And it's just unfortunate there's an awful lot of people out there without tickets as well.
Well, that's it. You know, I gather there's something like 16 train loads coming down from Merseyside. There are coaches and there are cars. I've no doubt there are a few planes as well. And as you say, the sad thing is that a lot of people haven't got tickets. I was listening to Tarby earlier on, and I can understand the cry from the heart from Liverpool people who followed their club right through the year and don't get a ticket because the allocation isn't strong enough for them. But there's the other argument which the FA put forward. If you've been playing, shall we say, in a little Devon village and you've been washing shirts and picking teams and mowing pitches and rolling pitches, maybe they deserve also a chance to come to the big showpiece of the year. So it is a dilemma, and while you've got a stadium that only holds £100,000, it's a dilemma that you're always going to have.
That's right. I think that the allocation to each team could probably be 35,000 each, and then I think I mean, their average gates are about 35,000, and I think that that would be fair. Yes. But I think instead of 25, they ought to add an extra 10,000 each.
Or maybe a stadium that can hold 200,000.
Well, right, yeah.
Right, now it's time to join one of the most enjoyable lunches of the year. It's the one that reveals to us all the manager of the year. A host of top league managers gathered at the new Piccadilly Hotel in London's West End for the 18th annual Bell's Whisky Awards lunch hosted by the Saint. First up to collect his award was 4th Division Manager of the Year, Lou Macari. Sacked as manager of Swindon just over a year ago, and then reinstated after demonstrations by the fans, Lou was the first manager in the league to gain promotion this season. Ian Branford of Reading deservedly picked up the 3rd Division prize. Reading began the season in superb record-breaking style, winning their opening 13 matches, and they lost only 10, eventually won the division. In the 2nd Division, it was Ken Brown who won the award. Following their Milk Cup success of last year, Norwich slipped into Division 2, but they've returned to the top flight at the first attempt, and they did it in style as champions. And the coveted award for Manager of the Year, well, just like the Cup final itself, it was a battle on Merseyside. Howard Kendall of Everton, last year's Manager of the Year, was hoping to repeat that success until a Les Phillips goal at Oxford 10 days ago ended their title hopes. And Kenny Dalglish, well, he capped a fine first season as Liverpool's manager by scoring the goal that gave Liverpool the championship at Chelsea last week. And now only arch-rivals Everton stand between Kenny and a unique double. So who is the Manager of the Year?
And the award goes to Kenny Dalglish.
Hey, gentlemen, when I was asked to become manager at Liverpool Football Club, it was a tremendous honour for me to be asked. I accepted it right away. It was before Brussels, and I think the fact that everyone at the club remained intact, regards of coaching staff and the total support of them. Bob Paisley came in to give us assistance. And it's because of people like that that I'm up here today accepting this award. I say, on behalf of all the coaching staff, we'd like to say thank you very much for this award.
So, congratulations to Kenny, but Howard Kendall didn't leave empty-handed either. He was given a special award for his team's outstanding achievements over the last 2 years. And a special award, too, for Dave Bassett of Wimbledon. The Dons have had a meteoric rise to the top since gaining entry to the league just 9 short years ago. Well done, Dave Bassett. That was a very good lunch indeed. Our guests arriving thick and fast. The latest to arrive, David Pleat, who I'm delighted to say is the co-commentator with me this afternoon. Let me get it straight away. Are you an Everton man today or a Liverpool man?
No, I was undecided.
I see the red tie and the red handkerchief.
Fortunately, I've got a little bit of blue in it, but I have taken a little bit of ribbon from a few Everton supporters outside. I was just pleased they recognised me.
Yeah. But are you fancying who?
I go for Everton if Mountfield plays, particularly. I think their back four was the basis of a very sound side last year. He had tremendous problems in the first few months of this year without Mountfield. They're very organised as a unit. They push out. It'll make it very difficult for Liverpool's football to flow. They really condense the space so much that, you know, you just can't breathe in there. Yes. And they've both got good strikers. I just feel Everton might have the edge in the wide positions to get the balls into the box that'll count.
But the question is, as you say, Mountfield. I mean, that's a gamble, I would have thought. He's got a bit of fluid on the knee, Michael, didn't we hear him say? That's a gamble playing a man like that, I would have thought, in
yeah, I mean,
Wembley Cup final.
A lot depends on whether the knee blows up. I mean, fluid on the knee. I mean, he's obviously got something quite seriously wrong with his knee. But I would have thought that the lad obviously wants to give it a crack. I mean, you don't want to miss a Wembley final, and it must be a very difficult decision for him to make.
So what would that be? Would that, if he doesn't play, David, would that be Van den Hauwe going to a central defensive position and Harper going at left back?
I would imagine so. He's a very underestimated player, Van den Hauwe, but he's a very strong player. I think his philosophy is thou shalt not pass.
Yes.
Whichever way stops them.
Yes.
But he has done exceptionally well. He's been a brilliant buy for them, and he's an unsung hero.
I don't think it would be bad if he did play in the middle of the park, because he's a little bit more mobile, and I think that with Kenny Dalglish dropping off, I don't think that it will upset them too much.
Yes, I think the important thing is Mike made the point there, Mountfield would want to play, wouldn't want to miss the occasion, but I don't think sentiment would rule his head, and Howard Kendall would say, you know, this is our big game. We can't allow Liverpool to take the double from us right at the 11th hour. And I feel he must say to his players, you've got to be honest with yourselves. We only want the 12 fittest men possible.
That must be the worst moment for managers. And Kenny and Howard have both got to face those decisions in the next hour to an hour and a half.
I think they've been faced. I think they know the team.
Yeah?
I'm positive of that.
Yeah.
I mean,
do the players know the team?
You know that, yeah. The players, yes,
you
they
think
know
so?
the team.
You think so?
Yes, the players of each camp know the team, I'm sure. Yes, I think it's a bit of a cat and mouse. Liverpool have been most interesting. They've changed the team around so many times during the season and still come up trumps. And they've played various systems and the players have adapted. And I should be very interested, sorry Michael, to see whether he plays the 5 people at the back today and pushes his fullbacks in, or goes for the old-fashioned Liverpool style.
As they say, time alone will tell. We certainly are going to be back in a moment with the latest news from Wembley, the arrival of the Cup final teams, and the privilege that I was given at the Bell's manager of the lunch yesterday to get together with a few Cup final friends, and we reminisced about some of the great Wembley moments of the past. I hope you'll enjoy that. We'll be back with it. Well, this is how much things are warming up now. The fans, as this coach gets closer to Wembley Stadium, and inside the coach, the Liverpool players. We'll be talking now to the Liverpool skipper, Alan Hansen, and with him is Martin Tyler.
Alan, we've been talking about the build-up all week, but here it is. What sort of effect does it have on a player as experienced as you?
I've never seen anything like it. It's unbelievable. Fantastic, the two sets of supporters are there together. I'm a nervous wreck at the minute. It's just unbelievable. I can't wait till 3 o'clock to get in the pitch.
Are you conscious of the the family atmosphere, the friendliness between the two sets of fans?
It's just unbelievable. I mean, we've passed 3 or 4 pubs in a way, and the supporters are intermingled, and it's fantastic for football. An occasion like this, you look at the window and it's all red and blue, like I say, together. Fantastic.
Well, I've got Ian Rush opposite me as well. Ian, you've played in so many big games. Does it give you a special tingle seeing the Merseyside fans out there together?
Yeah, I think it does, because we played in the Mills Cup final and it was absolutely brilliant then, but now the FA Cup final, they say it's a big one, and So they're all mixing together, the lads, and I think it's a great day for Merseyside.
You come from a very big family. Are they all wearing red today, or have you got any Evertonians amongst them?
No, I think they'll be wearing red today because they want myself to do well and Liverpool. But they used to support Everton, but I think for this game they'll all be wanting Liverpool to win.
And Steve McMahon, of course, former Everton player. What are your feelings when you see the blue out there?
What's he saying? He's got red, he's got to go in blue.
I think we should explain to everyone that there's a lot of mischief amongst the Liverpool players. Jan Molby, this is something, a new experience for you, really. Is there anything like this anywhere in Europe where you've played, in Holland or Denmark?
I don't think you can compare this with anything else, what happened in the rest of Europe. This is the cup final everybody's talking about. And if you just have a look, I think there'll be over 60 countries watching this game, so it says all about the game.
How many Molbys will be watching it back in Denmark?
Well, there's only 32 with the name, and there'll be one over here, so I hope there'll be 31 watching me back home.
Is that right? It's a rare name, is it?
It is very rare in Denmark, yeah. As I said, there's only 32 with that surname.
You always look so calm. Do you get the butterflies?
Well, I think, you know, with all the fuss around the game, all the supporters and all that, I think you'll get a bit of nerves. But once you get on the pitch and you have had your first touch, I think it'll just be another game.
Thanks, Jan. Let's move down the bus. We've got Ronnie Whelan with us here. Ronnie, you've got a bit of Everton interest in with the lady in your life. I think she used to work at Goodison Park.
Yeah, she worked at Goodison Park when I just met her. A father and a brother are big Evertonians. They'll be here cheering for Everton, but she'll be cheering for Liverpool.
Right, thanks, Ronnie. Well, let's go back inside the stadium where the players will be joining you very, very shortly.
Sounds to me that Martin had a few problems himself with some mischief-making Liverpool players there, but let's go and find another mischief.
And Grobbelaar stretching and in! Woodcock, that's a very good save by Grobbelaar. Reeves with a back flick and it's gone in, and Grobbelaar's misery is complete. He's perhaps overhit that, but Van Merlo chasing all the way, and the rather eccentric skills of Grobbelaar perfectly demonstrated.
Sometimes bizarre, always entertaining. Jan Molby is Liverpool's midfield Great Dane, who was playing for the Dutch club Ajax of Amsterdam when his skill and sheer Viking physique first caught Liverpool's admiring eye.
That was Hansen heading down, Thomas miscued, and Rush played it back, and Whelan fired it, and it came to Molby, and that's the equaliser that Liverpool have been threatening to score.
The hero worship of this now firmly adopted son of Merseyside created unexpected problems, though, when he recently moved to a house near a school.
Who's moved in over the road that's famous?
Jan Molby!
That's right, Jan Molby. But poor old Jan's had a bit of trouble, hasn't he? Because he comes back from a match 12 o'clock at night, he goes to bed. What happens at 8 o'clock in the morning? People are knocking on his door. Now, we told you a few weeks ago not to go and do that sort of thing because poor Jan needs his sleep. So, because you've not been bothering him since we told you, we've asked him to come along this morning to see you. But before we get him into the hall, let's have a little bit of chanting to make him feel at home. So let's hear the Everton supporters chanting.
Just want to say a few things to you. If you want autographs or you want to knock at my door for tickets or whatever, don't do it in the morning. All right, it's a bad time for me. If you want to knock, do it in the afternoon. I'll do whatever you ask me to do. All right? Yeah. Who's going to win the cup final, by the way? That's what I like to hear.
Voices loud enough to be heard across the Irish Sea, from where fullback Jim Beglin made the short journey from Dublin to become the last signing of Bob Paisley.
What time will he be finished at, Bob? Well, it all depends what time they started. They might have started now.
Well, 1 or 2 o'clock?
Oh, yeah, he'll be back here by 12:30 or something.
Not Liverpool's most famous name, but not to be ignored.
Coming at the back. Oh, that is a magnificent goal for Jim Beglin. The lovely free kick. They all came across and they forgot the man coming on the furthest journey at the back and how well he took his chance.
Ronnie Whelan also made that Irish Sea crossing to score a Liverpool Milk Cup winning goal at Wembley that looks good from any angle.
Whelan. And again, Whelan scored it! Brilliant goal! Whelan. And again, Whelan scored it! Brilliant goal! Whelan. And again, Whelan scored it!
Liverpool's trio of Republic internationals is completed by a player whose qualification was ancestral rather than by his own birth. Mark Lawrenson, born in Preston, opted to play internationally for Eire, the country where his mother was born. A loss England can only lament.
Lawrenson was halfway down the 100 metres while Chapman was stood on the blocks.
Kenny Dalglish came from Celtic to become the Anglo-Scot leading Liverpool from the front, first as player and now also manager.
And Dalglish is in here. Yes! The player-manager scores the goal that may edge Liverpool nearer to their 16th championship.
We'd walk 1,000,000 miles for one of your goals, sang the cop. Well, don't blink, because here's 15 of them. Another Scot is team captain Alan Hansen, whom Liverpool signed from Partick Thistle. Although disappointed to be left out of Scotland's Mexico World Cup squad, Hansen has already represented his country at a multitude of sports. Before football, he was a schoolboy international at volleyball. He was also a squash player, good enough to thrash Scotland's junior champion by 3-1. But best of all was golf, reserved to a Scottish junior team that faced England when he was just 16 and playing off a handicap of 2. And he still hits a great ball.
Hansen. And Alan Hansen puts an end to the Liverpool goal famine.
When I was younger, I loved the game, really. I mean, when I was at school, golf was my #1 game, and in the summer, I mean, we were playing 3 times a day. I mean, 54 holes. Football sort of came a bad second.
German with room and time to cross. And here's Hansen.
What a great effort. This putt is par 4. He held one about this length last night for a 5. And I wonder if he can do it again. Yeah, well done.
A daydream of what might have been. Virtually every other player at Anfield these days seems to be a Scot.
Johnny Walk!
Gillespie scores. Oh, Nickel.
Hold on for McDonald. What goal? The only Welshman is Ian Rush, who came over the border from St Asaph via Chester City to illuminate Anfield with his goals and terrorise defenders like a monster creation.
And here's Ian Rush. Another chance for him. Williams couldn't get to him. And that's 1-1. And Rush was on the far side. Oh, what a tremendous shot. Oh, and he's hovering again. There is Rush. Well, I say.
Those who seek to emulate are best equipped to praise.
Obviously his pace is a great asset, and he's always looking for half chances, and he's always playing on the defender's shoulders, looking for the gaps between them.
Mark Hughes, Rush is onside. Maybe this is the third. It is.
It's not only the sort of goals he scores and his pace and his finishing, it's simple goals, the goals that other people will find hard to get. He's always sniffing in and around the box that he'll knock them in.
Low in again for Kennedy. That's dangerous. And pulled back for Rush to turn in number 2.
I've got tremendous respect for Ian Rush as a player. I think he's a tremendous finisher. He's probably been the best now for quite a few years, and hopefully he won't score any in the final.
Rush scored 2 in the semi-final against Southampton, and he once devastated Everton with 4 in one match.
Rush to his left, onside, Ian Rush, 1-0 Liverpool, brilliant goal. Rush, deflection, has taken it in. Look at that, Rush is through. This could be history here for Ian Rush if he scores. He's at the post, he might score now, he has. It's Ian Rush, can he score his 4th? It looks as though he has, yes, 5-0.
Liverpool's squad is extended to 16 players by 3 Englishmen. Paul Walsh, bought from Luton for £700,000 2 years ago, although not currently in their first choice 11.
Walsh, yes.
Steve McMahon is a Scouser, born on Merseyside, who began his playing career with Everton. So both Merseyside clubs have benefited from his midfield goals. Oh, marvellous goal! McMahon!
Dalglish, there's Mulvey, and now Johnston, and he fires it across. McMahon! He's got his second.
And finally, the man who never travelled anywhere, Sammy Lee. Lee. Oh, what a goal!
Well, the Wembley Stadium is now filling up, and for the first time for many years, the opposing fans are not segregated here. That happened a couple of years ago for the Milk Cup, and it's happened once again, and the Liverpool team has arrived. We don't exactly know the final 11 yet, but Emlyn, here they are. And of course, none of them has ever played in an FA Cup final before, including Kenny Dalglish, although he's played in, I think, 5 Scottish FA Cup finals.
He played here in the European Cup final. We just signed him in 1978 against Bruges, but as you so rightly say, none of them. The only one that's actually played in a cup final is John Walk, that's in the Liverpool squad. He's the only one, and he played for Ipswich. So they'll be feeling a little bit nervous, you know, because it is their first FA Cup final for 9 years, since 1977 when we came here and got beat by Manchester United. But they'll be enjoying the occasion, for sure.
And just to repeat, we don't know the final 11 or indeed 12 yet. Just at the bottom of the picture there, you can see the Everton coach.
And he's
to happen earlier on so that that you can make way for the lads when they arrive. You're quite right, Brian. It's about the players, isn't it?
Well, who's in charge of that? I mean, Brian, do you know who would walk up and say to those lads, well done?
No, it's got to be the Football Association, I would have thought, who would... I mean, while we're having a bang at things like that, to me, I picked up a programme today and saw that it cost £1.50 to buy a programme here, which I think is another scandal.
£1.50 now, is it?
Yeah.
It does seem a lot of money, although I will say programmes have improved over the years.
When we played in '65, it was 7 and 6 to get in, to stand in the terracing.
Well, there's the fellow we're talking about, Kenny Dalglish. Bruce Grobbelaar there in the foreground. Greavsie. And it's good to see the fans there supporting their Liverpool players and applauding their Liverpool players. There's such a great affinity and a rapport between the Kop and the men who play at Anfield, as Ian would know probably better than anybody else. Craig Johnson on the left in the shirt sleeves there.
I saw Mark Lawrence with his jacket off. Could that be an indication that he might be playing? He's left the jacket in the dressing room.
Left it on. I'll tell you what he might have done, Saint. He might have put it straight over the number 4 shirt and claimed it.
Yeah.
That was the game, wasn't it? It's to get in the dressing room and take your jacket off and put it over a peg. So it would be embarrassing for anyone to come in and take it off.
Never take an overcoat with you, because you always expected to sit in the stand. That was it. Never you took an overcoat, your manager used to pick you and say you're up in the stand, lad.
Gary Gillespie on the right of the picture there, with John Walk on the right also. Will Gary get into the side? Ronnie Whelan certainly will be in the side in a midfield position, waving there.
It was interesting this morning when they said that he went out for a fitness test, Brian.
Yes.
I mean, that was a bit...
Who's that?
Gary Gillespie had a... whether it was a slight...
Well, he went out to train this morning, whether it was for a fitness test or something. That was interesting, whether he's had a problem in training or something, I don't know.
I thought you meant John Walk. I was going to say you don't need a fitness test to walk up the tunnel.
Sorry, Ian, you're going to say?
I was going to say, Gary Gillespie got in the team and has played so well that really, you know, Kenny Dalglish can't really leave him out.
All right, would you play him?
I would play him.
You would?
I would play him, and I'll tell you what I do. I think he'll play Mark Lawrenson.
I think it would be astonishing if they didn't play Mark Lawrenson, to be honest with you.
So you play both?
Yes. Yeah, and I think, and we'll find out when the teams line up, but I think that if Mark Lawrenson is playing, he'll play him as a sweeper.
Yeah, I think they'll play 3 at the back and push the 2 full-backs on.
All right, that's all conjecture. Let's go back and rejoin Tarby.
Where nobody's known the teams coming up to the 3 o'clock. You know, I mean, the public's not known because it's always been...
the Everton team
sides have been named days and days before.
Still await confirmation of the Liverpool side. But your theory is that Lawrenson will play.
I can't see them not playing Lawrenson, Des. They've got to play Lawrenson. He's such a good player.
I think even if Gillespie's fit, he'll play 5 at the back. I think it'll be very similar to their side. If they're all fit, it wouldn't surprise me if he plays the same side that won at Chelsea did.
And you think he'll leave McMahon out?
I think he'd leave McMahon out,
and what about Mulvey? Would Mulvey sort of play that sweeper role, do you think?
No, I think he'll play like the 3 bit with Gillespie. I would think they'll play Gillespie, Hansen and Lawrenson as 3 at the back. You know, and push his 2 full-backs right on, I would think, like at Chelsea last week. I mean, it must be very difficult for him after last week to actually physically go and change the side.
It's not even what's happened afterwards. For him to go into that game plan like that must be the favourite way he feels about playing, because that was the most difficult game of the season for him.
I think, to be fair, last week, I think he felt himself that he probably only needed a draw. You know, because he was depending on, you know, Everton getting something against West Ham.
He's played that a lot. He's played that a lot of times.
He has, Terry, an awful lot.
In a defensive fashion.
An awful lot.
If your fullbacks are really driving on, it's not necessarily a defensive way of playing.
Oh yeah, of course.
And there's not many people that've got 3 players that can play in the back. Like
that's right.
They're all good in the ball.
All come forward.
All good on the ball.
Good on the ball as well.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, tremendous.
The Everton boys are about.
Craig, really, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I suppose so, but I've got Aussie parents, just got a British passport, so, you know, I'm a bit of everything, really.
Congratulations are in order from us, aren't they, for the birth of your second baby girl, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Little Cassie Johnston. She's born on Thursday, and we won the league championship on Saturday, and hopefully we'll make it a triple today.
Where's your wife at the moment and a baby?
Well, I'd just like to say hello to her. She's still in the hospital. She won't be out till Monday, but she's got a great big television set provided by the hospital, so just like to say hello to Cassie and Jenny now.
That's lovely. Congratulations on that break. Just a word about the pitch, because we have the feeling that it's perhaps been cut a little bit too long.
Yeah, well, on purpose, it is long. On purpose, myself and Stevie Nicol walked down this right-hand side, and it's very, very muddy. It's a bit of a disgrace. It's totally opposite to that other side, which is quite good. But this side's a bit of a disgrace.
All right, Craig, enjoy your afternoon. Thanks very much.
Right. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Coming to join us straight away, Kenny Dalglish. Ken, hello. We've just been talking, Craig and I, about the length of the grass, which we feel is possibly a fraction too long.
I suppose the team that loses will complain about it, and the one that wins will think it's great.
It's quite muddy, isn't it, on the far side as well?
I don't know, Bob. I've got new shoes on. I didn't fancy going over there.
The other interesting thing from our point of view, can you at this moment tell us the team selection?
Well, the lads know the team now, so there's no secret.
Will you tell us?
Gary Gillespie had the virus, and unfortunately he can't play. Steve McMahon sub, Kevin McDonald's playing, Jan Mulvey.
Mark Lawrenson?
He's playing in Gary Gillespie's place.
So Gary Gillespie is the unfortunate one on the day?
No, because Paul Walsh and Sam O'Hare are unfortunate as well. And it was as much a disappointment for me telling them as what it was for them to hear it. Unfortunately, they weren't allowed to fill 14, so something I've got to do.
Marvellous first season for you, player for the manager of the year as well, Kenny.
Well, anything that we've had has only been because of the lads, and I'm eternally grateful to them. We'd love to win today. If we don't win, we've still had an absolutely magnificent season.
It's been wonderful. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Good luck. Here's Ian Rush with me, the man who everybody talks about scoring the goals, but you don't look at it like that, Ian, do you? You think it's a shared responsibility?
Yeah, I think it's a shared responsibility. I said, even for the players who are not playing today, I think it's all a team game. And if you can go out there and we get to Wembley, you can only play 11 players. Players are going to be disappointed, but at the end of the day, it's all a team game.
Kevin Ratcliffe, really you face, your Welsh colleague, Welsh international colleague.
Yeah, I've had a lot of good battles against Kevin. No, he's very pacey in that, but I think today looks like it's going to be the battle of wit between me and him. But hopefully we'll come out on top. If we can get a few balls which I can run onto, hopefully I might just get a better of him, and it's up to me to do the rest then.
Quite heavy, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot of grass on the pitch, so I think the sun's out and everything, so I think it might be a bit leg weary. So we've just got to keep going and hopefully try and do the job over 90 minutes, because I think after 90 minutes, I think there could be mistakes.
Ian, thanks very much. Good luck.
We know what he meant about grass on occasion. What do you make about what do you make of the composition of the Liverpool side now? MacDonald in the team.
I didn't even contemplate in playing Kevin MacDonald. It wasn't in the way I'd thought about it. I thought he would have played. Gillespie was fit. I thought he'd have played Gillespie, Lawrenson in midfield. Gillespie's not fit, so he's just slotted Lawrenson back in there now. And he's gone.
I think probably the fact that McDonald has played. I think did he play at Chelsea? I'm sure he played at Chelsea.
He did,
last
yes.
week.
Kevin
and I think
McDonald
the fact
played
that
at
he's
Chelsea.
played, and I think Steve's had a few injuries recently, and he hasn't really played. Yeah, he hasn't really played many games, and that's probably swayed it in Kevin McDonald's favour. I'm pleased for the lad because he's one of these type of players. He's had a hard time at Liverpool, over the last couple of years since he's been there, and the fans have got on to him from time to time.
How about you? The hard luck stories outside really broken my heart. All those people come down here without tickets.
Well, we got them on the build-up to the cup final. We got them through the post and through people coming up to the ground. If you haven't got them, you can't give them. Our average attendance, I think, is 35 or 36,000, and Everton's is over 30,000. And we only get 25,000 apiece. I don't know what we're going to do with them. We need to magnify them or something and give them out, but we can't do it. And it's really unfortunate for the people who have supported us all season.
Absolutely, makes for a lot of disappointed people. Just finally, Kenny, what sort of contest, what sort of match do you think is going to be? A lot of varying opinions today.
Who knows? You can't predict how a game's going to go. You can't predict the result, really. You just have a guess. And instead of getting involved in hearsay and maybes and what might be, I think the best is to let it take its course. But I'll tell you, the last time we came here, the both sets of fans were absolutely magnificent and a tremendous tribute to both sets of club. And obviously we hope for the same thing.
Ken, thanks for talking to us. You enjoy the game yourself, won't you?
Thank you.
And we've got a member of ITV's World Cup team, Bruce Grobbelaar, and no doubt enjoying the occasion, as you always do, Bruce.
It's a fantastic occasion to be part of the first FA Cup Emergency final. It's
it is a dream come true. It's more than a dream come true. You never thought it would happen. And I'm here and I'm proud to be part of it.
It's been a turbulent season for you, but probably no better way of answering your critics.
Well, hasn't it always been a turbulent season for me whenever I play? I had a sticky patch in the middle of the season and quite 2/3 into the season where I let in a soft goal from Kevin Ratcliffe. And it was, a lot of people don't know that 3 days before that I dislocated my elbow and I played 3 days after, so it was a pretty traumatic time for myself. But I was determined, and like I always am, and I hope to prove them wrong, not only through the last part of the season, but today as well.
What do you feel about all the fans together, which is lovely? Merseyside unites.
Well, it's a fantastic occasion for Merseyside, as I said. I don't think there's going to be any trouble with anybody in the crowd. Look, you can see the Blues and the Reds together, and outside it was fantastic. They were drinking together, laughing together, dancing together. It's just on the day that the best team may win.
Bruce, thanks very much indeed. We're going to go back now to Brian up on the gantry. Yes, sorry, yes, Bruce, please.
There's one person I'd like to thank very, very much, and he's had a heart attack. Tom Saunders, if you're listening, all the very best from all the lads in the dressing room. I don't know if you've had this message before, but all the very, very best. Hope you get out there and see you next season.
And on behalf of ITV as well, we share those sentiments. Bruce, thanks a lot. Back to Brian.
And I've no doubt that those views will be shared by Ian St John, who I'm sure had many...
Welcome the two players, please, for this special FA Cup snooker challenge from Liverpool, the era international defender, capped 36 times by the Republic, Mark Lawrenson. And from Everton, the England striker, shortly bound for Mexico, Gary Lineker. And the referee for this best of 3 frames match, Jim Thorpe.
The first frame, Gary Lineker to break.
What's your hamstring?
You'll need to watch more than that by the time all this is through, and let's hope they can smile like this after the match. So, Mark, doesn't look too bad a player. Shapes up nicely, sticks his elbow out of it, but and he'll need to be nearer than that tomorrow.
I was.
Well, they're certainly happy. They've been scratching around for a little while, so there's a couple of reds on here, and let's see how you can do with these. And that's not a bad start. Now, if he can take this yellow into the right-hand corner, he might be in with a chance here. And he's lost the smiles and now getting a bit of concentration. He shapes up quite nicely, and so he should, but that's not good enough.
It'll be a long programme.
One to Gary Lineker.
Long programme indeed.
Oh, do me a favour, yeah.
Who's got? Your brother?
Well, they tell me that Gary's quite a good player, so Mark's got to pull his socks up.
Thanks, Dad.
I think he heard me there.
One.
Well, he'll never get a better chance than this. Now we can just see whether he's learnt anything from his professional tutor. Well, that's a pity the black won't spot, but he's got a chance here to get down off the side cushion there, get nicely on the red, on the black rather. He just wants to be below that black. And suddenly he's got the audience paying attention. No Wembley roar here, of course. And that looks pretty good. Perhaps a fraction too far. I wanted the red furthest down the table of these two. So he's got to be a little bit brave to take this. Just try to miss that red beside the cushion there, just to get back on the black. Oh dear, and he's made the kiss, but never mind.
17.
Well, if he's a brave lad here, he'll knock that black into the corner and screw back. Let's see how well he can do that. Oh, bit tasty there. Oh, that's a beauty. And he's certainly laying the
24.
chalk on.
Romantic crowd here.
Well, he could have gone for the black there, but he's nicely on the brown here, and this should set him up for the reds. And fair dues, he's playing very nicely.
29. $30.
Needs to be right on this one. And all set for a 50 here.
37. Foul. 37 to go.
Oh, well now. Well, that's what international referees do for you. What a pity. Just fouled the blue there with his sleeve.
Right.
So, now then, a couple of shots later, and he's struggling here. And he's left one. And he looks a bit glum, doesn't he? Leans on the wall. Clean the white at this stage.
Must be money at stake here.
They must be playing for money. Hey, there's no rule for that. That could cost him the frame. Oh, well, there certainly can't be money on it.
One. Right, he's trying to cheat.
Excuse me, in the audience.
Do I need snookers, Jimmy, or what?
Well, he didn't put him off.
4. Okay, there.
So Gary well ahead now, and whilst they may be having fun, he'll be pleased to win this first frame.
5.
And what about that? Well, it's a cracking pot, but he's got problems with the yellow.
11.
No, well, that's short of pace, but nevertheless,
11
that's
to
good
Gary
enough
Lineker.
to win the frame.
Mark
And
Robinson 9, Gary Lineker
the
55.
frame to follow, so exciting that we didn't think you'd be able to bear the excitement, so we've picked it up with just the colours on the table. Well, that's one way of knocking the green in.
Have to video that bit.
Now, there must be a connection there. Green, Ireland. And what about that? That's made him
Gary
smile.
Lineker 30, Mark Lawrenson 28. Don't ask me how I did that. I'm not putting you off standing here, am I?
Well, he's a mile out there.
Foul and a miss.
And the referee says a miss, and that's made him smile. Well, he's had a practice go now, see if he can get any nearer. And Jim Thorpe there says, is that about the plate? In fact, I don't think he's even snookered there. Nobody's noticed. Well, to me, he looks a mile out. Wants a lot of pace. If he'd got enough pace, he could get there, but I don't think he played it that way. But we'll give him credit.
Foul stroll.
Not a bad effort. Well, I wonder if that would have gone in at the Crucible.
Four to Mark Lawrenson. Gary Lineker 30, Mark Lawrenson 40.
Sounds like a league table, doesn't it?
Well, well, well.
Foul stroke. 5 to Mark Lawrenson.
So, Gary needing snookers.
Pants haven't changed to brown here, have they?
Hope not.
Oh, kiss or something, or...
Well done, Mark.
5.
So in goes the pink, and it's 1-1. I wonder if there's an omen there.
To run a bit longer now, won't it?
Well, I hope they can stand it. So here we are now into the final frame. And what a chance Gary's got here.
One.
And nice little kiss there, just leaves him on that pink. And he couldn't ask for more than this. He's got all the reds nicely open there. Well, that one crept in.
Seven.
And he's got to do a good one here. Black's tied up. Oh,
8.
It's pretty good. He's on the pink in the middle. And yes, there we see Les Dodd in the corner of the picture there. Good pro, jolly good player. Actually, he runs this snooker centre in Southport. But he's put on a bit of weight to me.
14.
He must be doing well. Oh, and he's missed it.
14 to Gary
Oh, he
Lineker.
should have got that one. Now, come on, Mark. Let's have a bit of that fighting spirit. Well, he's picking the hardest red, and he's a mile out there.
I'd like to say I've gone, but I've never been.
You'd say that again. I think he really wants to win. Oh dear, follow that.
1.
You're supposed to miss them.
Well, he's got a nice green here. See if he can get up amongst the reds again. No moans and groans. He's a bit lucky there.
4.
Keep fighting, Mark.
Shot.
5.
You're allowed to swear on this programme, or not? No. Or just
Well,
as
let's hope they're as kind as to one another in the match.
Good shot.
11.
So
12.
Nicely on the pink. And he's got a chance. Be nice if he could make a 50 break. Might be the only one he ever makes on television.
$18.
Well, this is a tough one. He's left himself tucked up on the cushion, and he'll need to be a good player to get this one. Oh, well, that's a pity. Never mind.
18 to Gary Lineker.
So a nice 18 contribution there. And with the score now at 32-4, we've skipped a bit, and there he's missed the blue. So they shake hands. A good match. Well done, everybody. Good fun. And we'll take them over to Tony Gubber, and any excuses they can make them to him.
Well, Mark, 64 points to 19 in the final frame. That was a bit heavy.
It was a bit, Tony, obviously, after getting back in the second frame. I thought I had a chance, but obviously it was too hot for me.
Gary, enjoy that?
Oh, it was good. It's nice to play for a change. I've had so many injuries, I've not been able to get on the table for a couple of months, but I enjoyed it, yeah.
There aren't injuries. They can keep you away from the snooker table, aren't they?
Afraid so, yes. One was actually caused by Mark in the derby when he kneed me in the ribs, so I think he's going to do it again later.
It was most unintentional, Tony, I assure you.
Over the day.
Did you enjoy that challenge?
Yes, it was good. We've had a game before, and we always have a good game, yeah.
In fact, in fairness, one has got to say that Mark's a big sport, because we knew in advance that you were probably the better snooker player.
For me, it's just going for a laugh, isn't it? I'm just waiting for Jeremy Beadle to walk on now. But obviously, so he's a very, very good player. I mean, he even gives Les Dodds at the Tournament Pro here a good game. So I just came along for the ride, if you will.
What's the biggest break that you've had, Gary, actually?
Signing for Everton, isn't it?
One of his tackles. Yeah. I think I've had a couple of 100 breaks in proper frames, and I've made about 5 in just practice. So I've made a few 100 breaks, but I'm nothing like near that sort of form at the moment.
Game, because it brings luck to the team and it brings luck to us with a song.
Sing your song, Jerry, please.
With the gang.
No, so you've got a few horses of your own, haven't you?
Yes, I have. I've got 3 jumpers and a sweater. And I've got 3 flat horses and 1 round one. But the flat ones keep falling over.
Up toward the line, Midway Lady gets there. Midway Lady may soon Sonic Lady in Alan Malik, then came Embla.
Midway Lady springing a 10-to-1 surprise, brilliantly ridden there by Ray Cochrane, his first classic success, and the same for winning trainer, but I forgot his name.
Yes, our beloved presenters and reporters are really at the sharp end. Greavsie even got in bother when he was redoing some questions to Seve Ballesteros.
Tell me, before a game of golf, what do you eat?
Do you ever get angry while you're playing around? While you're playing around. Sorry about that, sir.
Choose your words well, Jim.
Yes, that wasn't quite
When
the
you're
right
playing
word.
golf.
I should have said when you're playing golf, yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
play around that much.
No,
Jimmy.
that's what I mean. I should have said when you're playing golf.
All right,
Sorry,
good.
sorry, Savvy.
I can be
By
playing
the way,
anything.
what do you eat when you're playing around?
Will you have learnt, do you think, a little bit more about your team and its potential by 20 to 5?
We'll learn a lot earlier than that because we kick off at 12 o'clock.
Interview with Ukio Okabe, jockey of Sirius Symboli. Well, Ukio, how is the horse?
Nice fitting.
How good is he?
Oh, not telling them that.
Now tell us about this Freddie Star handicap. What's that?
I've no idea. What's he talking about?
Well, Steve, I've got to ask you this first question. Why on earth are you opening this, not Steve Werbeneck? I would have thought he would have been more suited to be a...
Start again, it's Bill.
Here we go. And what does it mean riding at Ascot?
Yes, nothing, no.
Perfect. Lovely. Just right.
Perfect indeed, but then our intrepid lads do face untold dangers on location. Just look at what goes on behind this poor chap.
But the fact of the matter is that we are British. We're sponsored by a British company whose market is wholly in the United Kingdom, and obviously it suits everybody very well to have a British driver on board.
They're coming from out of the ground to back this Bakam now. 6 to 5 on, 5 to 4 on, 11 to 8 on, and now it's 6 to 4 on right the way down. They've really sprung up and attacking the bookmakers with the money, and nothing can hold up against it. Superlatives out to 7 to 2, and the most desperate walker is Hegemony, the Irish horse.
What were your feelings as you were running around the track being applauded by the... Well, they seem fairly... They seem to want you... Well,
we have 5 minutes for it.
Yes. Murph, how are you?
Well played, Mr.
Congratulations. My man, just a moment.
No time, no time.
Otherwise, I'm not going to get an interview with you at this stage. Can we do it in the studio straight afterwards? Hey, don't let me down.
You had to go over the fence at a speed. I've done it a few times. You know.
Once again, the Great Gardens Racecourse.